Do you ever just like want to squeeze an animal because they're so cute, but you also can't?
You're like, I'll kill you, but you're too cute.
Yeah, like
that's how I am with rabbits. I think rabbits are cute.
Like, look at that face.
Okay, we're sending it.
Sorry.
Okay, we're saying.
Sending
He closes his eyes, and I'm like,
he was doing a scruncher face. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that do not know, my name is Gabss. I love all things weird and creepy. For those of you that do know, you've probably been waiting about 5 years for this video. I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video that I'm going to be talking about my experience with McKamey Manor. But before we get started, I just want to include a quick trigger warning for anyone that could be triggered or easily upset by conversation of violence. This video is not for you. I promise to make more content that's not as deep, but please do not watch this video or research McKamey Manor. I also do want to say anything that I talk about that doesn't have to do with me personally is all alleged. I only know what happened with myself and my own experiences. I cannot speak for anybody else. I also have my wonderful friend Abby here. She's going to be asking me questions for this video because honestly there is just so much to my experience with McKamey Manor that it is easier just to answer questions. We've talked a little bit about it, so she's going to be asking me questions that she has about my experience, and then she's also going to be asking me questions that we got from Twitter. With that being said, let's get started with the video.
okay, so my first question is, how did you hear about it and what got you interested in it?
Okay, so you know that I like weird, creepy stuff.
Yes.
So scary movies, for me, like, that wasn't cutting it. So, like, my idea of, like, a perfect time or a fun day was, like, going through a haunted house. That was me living a scary movie because I couldn't watch them, right? So I was trying to find anything creepy. I used to work in a haunted house. So, like, you know the tricks,
yeah.
You know the secrets. I found the video of McKamey Manor on YouTube, and I was like, oh, this looks like a legit, like, scary haunted house. That's how it was advertised. It was like a boo haunt. They could grab you, they could get physical, but it wasn't going to be anything, like, crazy. So,
and the original video you saw was the one, like, that a news thing they put on there.
It was like KTLA.
Yeah, and so it definitely wasn't, because a lot of people on Twitter are saying, oh, well, you saw the video, like, you knew what you were going to get into, but you didn't see those videos. Like,
no.
You saw the one of people just going through a haunted house, like any other haunted house, like, in the world.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so my partner and I were the first of what the haunted house became. Okay. So we were like the guinea pigs.
Like the torture haunted house part.
Exactly. Yeah. So I saw the videos on YouTube, and like every other person, I got sucked into like the black hole of wanting to know more. And then I went to their website, ended up on the website, and it said you needed to add yourself into this Facebook group and then add Russ on Facebook. I did both of those. I was accepted into a private Facebook group that had like 17,000 people in it. Mm-hmm. Once you were in this group, he would post like, there's a spot open tonight, first ones to comment, get to do the tour. That's how he would do it. Mm-hmm. But for me, I sent him a message on Facebook because I was like, I wonder if I can like finesse the system and get in quick. So I messaged him and I was like, I'm trying to make scary movies. I would love to do a tour this year. He said, it was like 2:30 in the morning. He responded at 9 p.m. that night and said, a girl dropped out for a tour tomorrow. Give me a call if you want to do it. And I was like, okay. I had like a family thing that I was supposed to go to, and I told him that, and he said that it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and that there were 17,000 people on the list, and that like, if I don't do it now, I probably will never do it. So in my mind, I was like, oh crap, this is like a big experience, like, I should just do it. So I call him, and he tells me all of the information, where to meet him, to bring dog food, because you didn't pay to get in, you just donated dog food, and
for his dogs? Or did they tell you why they...
Yeah, they did, like, they had a whole bunch of dogs that they, like, rescued, and they would, like, donate the dog food. So, again, I'm thinking, like, these people are on Travel Channel, they do this free thing, they're helping puppies.
You're, like, donating...
Like, these guys aren't killers, right? That's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, this is normal. Yeah. This is legit. Okay. So, I was kind of sketched out because the place that we met him was at a park. Okay. And I was like...
You and the partner?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, I thought we were supposed to be at a haunted house, but the address he gave me was of a park, and we were supposed to meet on the bleachers. Like, cool. So then, like, I arrive there, get to the bleachers, and that's kind of where everything started.
Everything started.
Everything started.
And that was the night that you actually did the physical, like,
Yes.
haunted house.
I got to the park at like 6 o'clock.
So what happened? So when you got to the park, was he like, "Hi, I'm Russ"? And
No.
no.
So this is when it gets creepy. So like,
This is when it gets creepy.
this is when like I start, because again I drove from inland to San Diego, so it was like a drive.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself, and I'm with this girl that I don't know, and we've just decided, you know what, we're in this together. If we die, we're together.
Yeah, like at least
we're in
alone.
this situation. Like, can't really back out now. So this is where it's weird. So he tells us that a worker, one of the actors, is going to come get us and just to wait there. So we're just waiting on the bench, but he says that when they get there, not
So
to turn
he says
around.
that and then he leaves.
No, he just told us this like through message, because he was messaging both of us on Facebook.
So he wasn't
We
there.
hadn't met him. He was there, but we hadn't met him at this point yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything's through like Facebook message right now.
So you're just like, "I'm here."
Yeah. So we
And you
were
have
there.
those messages.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I'll put
so let's put the
messages
screenshot. Okay, around our heads.
somewhere here. But he was like, when the actor gets there, like, don't look at them, just like look straight forward. And we were like, okay. So the actor gets there, and he like walks up behind us. He gives us this little packet that has like a waiver in it, and we get like these little headphones that we have to put on, and then a beanie that goes over the headphones. It was like a full face mask, but we had it as like a hat, so we could like fill out
so
the
you didn't
waiver.
like pull it over your face. Like,
And-
wait, did it have like holes
No.
for your eyes? It was like,
No. I know.
hey.
But my eyes aren't covered yet because
Yeah.
we're like filling out the waiver.
And
as
you
we're-
haven't seen the guy because you didn't turn
No,
around.
we're not
so
supposed to turn
did they
around.
like just put it in front of your head or
Yeah,
something?
so he gave us everything. He's like, if you open up,
from
there's
behind?
like, yeah, he handed us like these packets
Oh.
and he gave us headphones, but he's like, don't look at me. And we're like, okay, I'm not gonna look at you.
Okay.
So like I got my headphones, we had our headphones on, we had
Was there
our
music
hats
playing,
on.
or what do you mean by headphones?
So he was talking to us through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Russ was in the van.
Okay.
The van, this gets creepy.
The van.
He was in the van, and he was like talking to us through the waiver. We signed the waiver. He's basically telling us everything that's about to happen. They checked our IDs to make sure we were both adults and that we were who we said we were.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So like all that's out of the way, and then at this point, the tour starts.
Okay.
So we are told to put the thing over our eyes. We can't see.
Basically, so you don't know like where you're
Exactly.
going.
And we were put into the back of the van.
And did it hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like they were pretty rough. Like it
Okay.
started like once
Like,
we filled
right.
out the waiver, once we were in the back of that van,
Okay.
it was.
Do you want to go over the waiver later? I want to know what the waiver said because I heard there was like people saying that this is the waiver, and you were like, no, that definitely wasn't.
So the waiver that's online right now is something that I guess Russ put online, but it's fake.
Oh,
There
okay.
is no $20,000 reward. They don't inject you with drugs. They can push you. The waiver that I signed basically said they could push me, they could tie me up, they could cut my hair, they could do stuff like that. And if I died, that it wasn't their fault. Like there's basically use of like.
But I feel like that if you die, it's not my fault. I feel like that's kind of a general thing.
That's
that you
like a
sign
basic
anywhere.
waiver,
Like
yeah.
if you're at Disneyland, okay,
Exactly.
Get hurt, it's not our fault.
Because it's like a base.
Yeah.
They had like animatronics too, so flashing lights. So
Yeah,
like
okay.
if I had a seizure or something, it's not. It was like a basic waiver.
Yeah.
So like the waiver that I signed wasn't anything crazy.
So there was no like, yeah, it's not like, because I was reading the one online and it was like you'll be like stabbed with needles
right,
and
we
like
can
hooks
like
will be
rip
in your
teeth
skin.
out.
Yeah, stuff like that.
No, that's not the waiver that I signed.
Okay.
I'm not that stupid. If
Okay.
I would have seen that waiver,
Yeah.
I would have been like,
I'm not doing this.
yeah, peace out. So once the waiver was signed, though, like
You couldn't back out.
that was there.
And
We'll get to that
Okay.
because yes
Okay.
and no.
Okay.
There's so much.
okay.
So once we're in the back of the van, like I'm just like I said a prayer. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like,
Yeah.
dear Lord, please let this actually be a haunted house, and please do not let me be dying, because I thought again we were gonna like go to a haunted house. I
Yeah.
didn't think I was gonna get thrown into the back of the van and like have no idea.
Were you like crying? Because I feel like I would cry.
I cried during that, not at this point, but I
Oh,
did
okay.
cry. But for me, I like told my mom like where the bleachers were. Like I gave her my address, and then I'm thinking in my head, they just took me away from the bleachers.
Yeah.
Like if anything happens to me, I don't know where I'm at. I'm in San Diego, and my mom doesn't know where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm already starting to like.
And San
kind of
Diego is
freak
like
out.
the like place for like sex trafficking.
I think that it was just like I was in this neighborhood.
I probably have a heart attack at this point, but okay.
No, I was definitely like trying to rationalize, but I'm like, it's real. But like, it's on the news. Like, they wouldn't put it on like Travel Channel or on the news if it was fake. Like, that's what I was telling myself.
Yeah, which I mean does make sense.
I think it was literally just like a neighborhood park, and that's where his house was. I think that's where I was at. So I don't think I got like
you didn't go
taken
too far.
super far. Yeah,
because like you could probably feel how far the van drove.
Yeah,
when you,
and it didn't feel like anything crazy. So
yeah, it's not like you were there for an hour.
Exactly, but I definitely didn't know where I was at, which was scary. So then, when we get out of the van, wherever we're at his house at this point. That's where it was. I like was stepping out of the van, and I just got like pushed down. Like this is kind of where it was like getting like kind of real that this was gonna be like an extreme haunt, because they were like aggressive for no reason.
Yeah.
And like again, I'm like chill with it. I'm like, okay, I did sign up for this. Like, survive your own scary movie. Like,
yeah, you're like, I did say they could.
Okay, like this is what I'm here for. And then I remember we're crawling.
Did you have to like wear certain things?
We had to wear a costume, like a Halloween costume.
Oh, so
I wore like a white tutu, black leggings, a black shirt. I had this little clown.
So like when you were getting pushed to like the concrete or whatever, like your arms were like kind of bare and stuff. I didn't know if you had like a jacket or something.
No, I didn't have the jacket. Yeah,
Okay.
So yeah.
So
and then we had to crawl
questions.
through like this little cage thing. I'm not even sure what I was crawling through, but I was
you
crawling
still had the
through
blindfold.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, like, I don't know how much you want me to talk about this, because at this point we get into the tour. So I don't know if you have like any other questions, and I can just answer your questions.
I want you to keep talking about the tour.
Okay.
And then all my questions are like, I have questions written down, and I just want to like, maybe you might answer them, maybe you might not, and then I can ask you the question.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because there's so much.
Yeah,
I don't remember
the tour.
like necessarily. At this point, I'm not sure the timeline of the events that happened.
Yeah.
Once we got into the tour, I knew the first thing that happened was I met Russ. Like,
so you did meet him.
So that after we crawled through a cage, we were in.
And you
what I'm assuming is his garage. I think. Yeah. Because again, he made this haunt in his house. Like it was his.
So in
house.
his regular old house. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Like
and I'm in his garage. There's like these tube things. There's like a creepy clown guy.
So they took the mask off.
Yeah, we had our things
see.
up so we could see.
Okay.
And this is where like the lights and the cameras come out. So disclaimer, before this even happened, Russ was talking about
in the headphones.
People in Vegas. So over Facebook message. So before I even showed up, he was talking about how my tour was going to be live streamed to these people that were watching in Vegas. And the people in Vegas could determine, they could pay to like have things happen to us. So like some deep web, like weird type of situation.
Yeah.
So, keep that in mind.
Okay.
And
you told him you were okay. You're like,
yeah.
Gabby over here is okay with that.
I don't know what I'm doing okay with, young and naive. I look back at this now and I'm like, I could have died. I literally could have died.
That's what I'm thinking right now. Okay.
I'm here.
But you're here, and that's what we're happy about. Okay.
She's like, what? I'm trying not to look at you because I don't even want to know what you think about all of this. Oh yeah, okay, so there are like cameras, or his camera, and he has like this little head thing.
So is he dressed up, or is he like
he's just
himself?
chilling as his himself, and he has like a little light on his head, which he would wear because like he needs light for this to film.
Yeah,
but like
so he filmed.
Yes.
Oh.
So while the actors were doing a tour, he was also there filming.
So he was there right along with you like the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the cameras are out. He's asking us questions.
What kinds of questions?
I mean, just like, are we ready?
Okay.
So the rules were, we did get a safe word, and we got not a safe word. We got one opportunity to get out if we wanted it. So keep that in mind. If you wanted out of the haunt, you had one opportunity. But
and when was the opportunity?
It was like an hour in. So if you say no to the one opportunity, that's it.
Oh, okay. But what if you wanted to get out before it was over? Or before the 1 hour?
Then you can.
So you have like 1 hour to make your decision if you want to go or not?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's basically whenever, because he told me, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but he had like one chance to get out, and he would ask you like, if you want to go, this is your chance, but if you say no, like
there's no other yeah.
So he ended up asking me that because we were like an hour in, and I was inside of like a deep freezer, like a big giant freezer, and he put me in there in the dark, and then he like chained the top, and then he told me to try to get out. So when I pushed the top open, I was like stuck in this freezer, like I couldn't get out of the freezer. But there was like an opening that's like this big, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to like get the chain undone.
Yeah.
So I put my hand out of the freezer, and the actor like slammed the freezer down on my hand. So like I'm trying to reach out to let myself out, and then I get like shut on my hand, trying to get out. I wanted out of the freezer because I'm afraid of the dark, and I'm in this tiny little space.
Yeah.
And then at this point again, I'm thinking in my head, like I've been in here for an hour. I didn't think it was going to be this long, and I'm like, I'm in a freezer. Like I'm chained in this freezer. Like what if they don't actually let me out? So I like start to have like a real life panic attack. So then he opens up the freezer, and like the look on his face was just like, he was so satisfied that I was so terrified.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know how to explain how happy he looked to see me so scared.
Mm-hmm.
And then he put the camera in my face, and he's like, do you want to leave? Like this is your chance. And I was like, no, not yet, because they let me out. And I'm like, okay, so this is a haunted house. Like I'm out of the freezer. And I'm like, I'm good. I think I can handle a little bit.
So they
more
like
of this.
let you out and asked you the question.
Yeah, and he asked me if I wanted to quit. And
was he like being nice about it?
He was, which was weird because his voice.
Like was he being like encouraging? I don't know how to describe it. Like was he being like encouraging of it, or like encouraging in the sense that he wants to make sure that you're okay, or did he not care?
He didn't care.
Okay.
No, it was more just like, here's your opportunity. If you want it, you can take it.
Okay.
And I said no, but like again, I didn't think I was gonna be in this tour for like hours.
Yeah.
And I don't even know where to go from here, because I went from a freezer to a
I just want to know. Yeah, I want to know like the things that happen.
A water. I don't even really. And some of the things I don't even know. I was blindfolded for a lot of it. I know that at one point I was in a straitjacket. I had chains around my neck. I was in water, and I had like this much air to breathe. And then there was also like something on top of me, like a crate,
like you couldn't go up.
I couldn't get up. Like I was trapped in the water. So like I was laying flat on my back. There was water, and there was something on top of me, so I couldn't get out of it. While also in a straitjacket with chains on my neck, and like
so like you could or couldn't breathe.
I could breathe, but I had to like lift my head up out of the water, and if I laid down, the water was coming to like basically my nose.
Yeah.
So it was either I lay back and I get water on my nose, or I like try to fight to stay up with these chains on my neck.
Yeah.
In the water. But again, I have like this much space from the water to whatever is above me. I don't really know where I was at. I haven't watched my video because I'm just like.
Oh, you've never watched it?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
I watched it like the first after he made it, but it's just like not accurate. What the video shows.
Or what do you mean it's not accurate? Like because you said that the video online is only like an hour and you were there for like 7.
Yeah, and the title of my video on YouTube is Non-Extreme Boo Haunt.
Yeah.
I was tortured and pushed around for 6 hours, and he severely edited my video, which is like another thing, because I get a lot of like people that tell me that I'm faking it because it's labeled as a non-extreme haunt, and it's like, no. And it wasn't even like live your own scary movie. It was just like unnecessarily rough stuff. Like I would be walking, and all of a sudden I had my face slammed against the wall. Like I left there with a gash in my forehead. I had a headache for days. Like I left bruised. Like I was covered in bruises. My body hurt, like from my haunted house. And then it got worse after me. Like it just progressively got worse. Me and my partner were the guinea pigs. I have a message that says we were his like science experiment, little project.
And so like, did you ever get like? Because I know that there's videos right now of people like actually getting like their teeth ripped out and like stuff like that. And that didn't happen to you?
That didn't happen to me. But I just also want everyone to know everyone's experience is very different. He personalized the haunted house.
Okay, so I saw a question about that. Like, did they use your biggest fear against you? So like, he obviously would have to like give you a questionnaire or something?
Yeah,
like,
he knew that I was afraid of spiders, and that's why he put the spider on my face. Like, that was the biggest fear that he used against me. But I think that, like, after my haunt, his thought process just became, like, how close can I get to the line without actually crossing it?
Yeah.
As far as, like, what can I do to people before they start to have, like, a real bad reaction? People left with broken bones, broken noses. And these are, like, the tours just directly after mine. So right after my tour, he was, like, getting even more aggressive with people.
Yeah.
And I thought that what I went through was aggressive. It took me like a lot to process.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me 5 years until now to really grasp how messed up the situation was. It wasn't a haunted house. It was just like a weird way for Russ to have like control over people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fully convinced.
Were people actually paying from Vegas? Like, were people actually doing that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
So I've been told that it's fake. I've been told that it's real. The entire time I was in my tour, Rush was telling me the people from Vegas say hi to the people from Vegas. The people from Vegas want this to happen to you. He was like, basically, me and my partner at one point, he was like pinning us against each other or trying to. He would ask like her, like, okay, it's either you or we do this to you or we do this to Gabby. Like, what do you choose? And she would just like choose me. Keep asking her. He would never ask me if I would choose.
So like, what would he like say? Like, what?
So like, there was one like something involving like water. I think, I don't know. It was like she could do it or I could do it, and she said I could do it. So he took me away, and it involved like me getting. I don't even remember all of it. I got drenched in water and then put somewhere with fans blowing on me.
Oh yeah.
Like industrial
cold.
fans. Like I was freezing cold. Yeah. And he just like had me sit there. Like I couldn't. I was thinking I was tied maybe up to like a chair. Yeah. But he would always ask her because she would always choose me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like he would never ask, okay, is it gonna be you or her? He would never ask me that because he was liking the fact that she just kept choosing me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how many people, like do you know how many people have like actually done this? Or do you think it's still the same process? Is it still like the Facebook?
It's closed down now,
okay.
Actually. There is still a Facebook group. Russ just posted like a few weeks ago actually that he was closing it down indefinitely. There was still a Facebook group. I actually used to be, it's so weird, I used to be an admin of the Facebook group. So there used to be like,
so were you an admin, or were you an admin after the fact?
Yes.
Okay, so what like made you still want to be like, not like or like friendly or like help him, or I don't know, like you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because if someone did that to me, I would be like calling the police. And I'd be like,
you say that the police were actually called after our tour. Yeah, because the neighbors were kind of confused, like what was happening, like what was happening next door. But
no, but like I mean you, or like I don't know, like I would like want to like.
I think it's because I was really naive and like again I loved horror, so in my mind I didn't think that this was anything bad until I was like more involved. Like it took like months and months later, and just kind of seeing the way that Russ talks and the way that Russ manipulates people and the way that he manipulated me. I was running his.
Okay, so since you say that you helped him like run, or you're the admin on the Facebook, so like why did you still want to be helpful to him and like help him out with his social medias or like whatever it was? Because like I definitely wouldn't want to talk to him ever again if he did that to me. If someone did that to me.
At the time, I was naive, and I don't think I fully. Because people were really upset about this haunted house, and I could not understand why people thought that it was so bad. I was like, I did it, and I'm alive.
Yeah.
But I didn't fully understand that this wasn't a haunted house. Like, that's not why this was a thing.
Yeah.
This was Russ's way of having power. And again, I didn't understand that when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna, like, this guy that runs a super cool haunted house that's doing something different, like, he wanted me to be involved. He was very, like, friendly on Facebook, creepy on Facebook. I now realize it was creepy when I say friendly. Again, I didn't realize that he was, like, trying super hard to manipulate me. He would have me, like, he would send me screenshots of people that were, like, talking crap on McKamey Manor. He'd be like, could you go comment on this post and defend me? Da-da-da-da-da.
From your real one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He would, he wanted me to monitor his YouTube and delete all of the negative comments. He would literally blow my Facebook message up. Like, I could just, like, let you look through the messages. But it was, like, every single day, like, this person's talking bad about me. Go say something to them. Like, go defend me. So, like, he was having me be, like, a little minion of his. But he did this with everybody. So it wasn't just me. Everyone in this Facebook group started to become, like, obsessed and, like,
but there was, like, 17,000? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So then everyone was, like, an admin?
Not an admin.
Oh.
I was an admin.
So, like, did he just choose you because you were, like, the first person, or?
So he chose me because I was so eager to help, because I was like, this is, like, such a cool thing. But he also chose.
So, like, even after
people.
the fact, so, like, when was it when you realized it wasn't cool? Or
like last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it literally took me going back, because it's not it's not the haunted house that's the issue.
Yeah.
It's not like, yeah, that's not chill what he did, and it's not a good haunted house, and it was disgusting. But it's how manipulative he is, and like, I don't even know how to explain it. The only people that were admins were like me, his ex-partner Carol, who I've had conversations with, and then like some other people that have done the haunt.
Okay.
So like we were the admins of the group, and we were basically just told, like, screen people before you let them in the group. We don't want haters. He called them haters. Don't let any haters in the group. Delete anyone that is saying anything bad. Block them. You wanted us to like block these people from our personal pages. Like, it became like a cult aspect of like McKamey Manor versus anyone that wasn't a part of it. And it was, again, everybody. Like, I don't even know how to explain.
Was the girl that you did the tour with, was she like okay after it? Was she
older than me? So I think she realized that it's
not okay.
Yeah, and I don't think I did. So I think for her it was like, I just want to get as far away from this as I possibly can. And I don't blame her for it.
Yeah. Okay, this is just a question I'm just like curious about. What was it like when when it was over? Like how did you know it was over? Or like, what was he just like, okay, like, I think we've tortured her enough, like, we're done? Or
no, so the ending was kind of weird. There were a few moments that were kind of weird, actually, throughout the entire haunted house, where I thought that it was over and it wasn't, because there were moments of like them not being scary.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know how.
Like, they were being friendly to you?
Yeah, like there was one point where they made us eat gross food, and they told us if we threw up, we'd have to eat our vomit. So I was like trying not to throw up.
What were you eating?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't know. Wow. But after that happened, like Russ offered us, like, you guys want a slice of pizza? And was like being like super normal and chill. And we're like, yeah. And he like let us eat the piece of pizza. But then like after that, it was like,
right back.
But then again, I thought that was the end. So it was kind of like that. He was just kind of, I think he said, well, it's getting too late, so I think the tour is going to have to end here, or something like that. It was just something that's very just like, well, it's over.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like.
And then how did they like take you back to your car?
Put us back in the van, dropped us back off at the bleachers.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so the other girl finished it too. So
yeah, we were through it together most of the time. They separated us
like every
once in a while to do like different.
So like, were you guys talking to each other? Or, like,
yeah, some of the time we would like talk to each other, but a lot of the time they would like yell at us if we talked. Like, no talking. So we were just like.
But like, when you did have the chance, would you be like?
No, we just asked.
Free? Just out? Or like, I don't know. I feel like I would be panicking.
We weren't having like conversation. We would just be like, "Are you good?" Like, we would just check in with each
other.
Oh,
really? Okay.
Yeah, because again, you are panicking, but like it's not what you think it would be, because the entire time you're trying not to panic.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to tell because if you let for me, again, that's why I had the panic attack, like in the thing, is because I started thinking about it too much, and I was like, you can't. You just have to like stop thinking about it so much and just say, this is a haunted house.
But on purpose, you like choke you to death.
Right, they're not going to
or something like that. Right. Yeah, okay.
No, but like a normal, like the one that we did at the Queen Mary, the last one, that was like creepy, and we were in there for a while.
Yeah.
So imagine that feeling that you had for like 6 hours.
Yeah, okay.
And just like never went away. So the entire time you're just trying to tell yourself, this is just a haunted house. This is just fake. Like, you're going to be like, that was what I was telling myself in my head. Like, this is fake. You're fine. Don't freak out. It's okay. This is what's supposed to be happening.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what I was trying to tell myself.
So since it was 6 hours, I feel like there either had to have been like a lot of things that happened to you, or they all lasted a long time, if that makes sense. So like, you told me that you were like eating gross food. So like, did that just last for like a long time, or was there just so many things? I
can list everything that I remember. Okay. I'm sure there's stuff that like, because I don't even know a lot of it, because my eyes, I didn't have. Yeah. I remember being in that chair with the fans. More than one thing involving being put in water. Mm-hmm. Like, more than one situation involving water.
Like cold water, or like was it hot water, like burning you, or
water, like freezing cold water. And then There was a casket that we put in. That was probably like the least scary. It's just like laying in a casket.
Yeah.
There was, okay, so you know like those little, the ice cream slidey things at gas stations where you slide the top?
Yeah.
So they had one of those, and that's like the photo of me with the guy's hands around my neck.
With the tarantula or no?
No, the one with the slit knot.
Yeah, because like your face looks like really like bruised and stuff. Like, was it, or the
I was
edited?
No, my face. I got my head slammed against a wall.
Yeah,
like I was.
Well, I was gonna say because like the picture looked really like
my face is really
swollen. Yeah,
and I was also being like choked. But so the little thing in the background of that photo had water in it, and there was like this much space to breathe in the water, and he put me in there, and the actor would shove my head down in the water and then let me back out. But then he shut the top, and again I had like this much space to breathe. So I'm like sitting in this thing.
Oh, so that was that the part when you were in
I saw this one. So I know I was. So there was more than one thing involving like being put into water and having like this much air.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so like this picture.
Those are the chains. I was in a straitjacket here.
And so like did you have like stuff in your mouth like the whole time? And that's the.
Oh yeah, there was something over our mouths, in our mouths. I had fingers in my mouth. I had an actor grab the side of my cheek and rip my face over. I had fingers down my throat. They spit in my face. Like,
did you know anything about the actors?
Nope.
I got my glasses on.
So you're probably wondering why Abby has her glasses on. And it's because I think at this point we've kind of talked about everything we can talk about without you just asking me more questions. Because there's too much to it that I can't really.
Yeah. It's hard to
unless I ramble for like 6 hours, we're not really going to get anywhere. So Abby has questions that people have asked on Facebook and on Twitter, and Abby's going to ask me the questions. We'll just do a quick Q&A of things that people want to know.
Okay. Someone asked, when did you go on your tour?
2014.
2014.
September.
So 6 years ago, right? Yeah.
5 years ago. Almost 6.
So someone asked, did you do the house, van, or Tennessee one? Do you know anything about the van?
So that's the thing. The house was what you saw. So I guess mine was a combination of the house / van, because we got thrown into the van, which is what he started doing. That was like the new thing. Okay. So I got thrown into the van, then taken to the house.
Okay. So and Tennessee is the one that
just shut down.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
And then someone asked, were you drugged? You said there was no form of drugging at all.
Look how sad my face looks.
Someone wants to know if you've experienced any like emotional or psychological effect like from going through the house, and maybe to like what extent. Like I'm sure it probably still like freaks you out thinking about it, but like
yes and no. Like nothing that affects my daily life, but I do get, I guess, triggered, for a lack of a better word, every October when this is, again, brought up.
Yeah.
And it's not even, like, the 2 times that I've tried to talk out about it, like, even when it was positive and me saying, this was a good experience, it was people just, like, so negative and telling me that I was, like, so dumb to do it. So, like, the only, I think, psychological or any type of emotional things I deal with are just that. Like, people thinking that my story is not valid, or that I didn't do the real thing, or I put myself in this situation, so I deserved it. Like, okay.
Okay, yeah, no.
Okay.
I get what you mean. Okay. And then this one is Russ or any of his flying monkeys threatening you when you speak out?
They used to. So that's the thing. That's why no one spoke out, is because the flying monkeys, like Russ would send people to just like attack, to like where you didn't even want to say anything because you just like didn't want to deal with the drama.
So what would the drama consist of, I guess? Like what would it be like?
Literally harassment on Facebook.
Okay. Like he just would just commenting, like
like he would have people just like blow your like stuff, like your pictures, commenting on your pictures, commenting on your post, like reporting your post, like just like any type of harassment they could do through Facebook, he would like encourage.
Okay. So it was like mostly
basically just like stick up for me on Facebook, yeah.
Okay. This is just like my personal question. I feel like the actors have to be as messed up as Russ. Because like why would you ever want to do something like that to someone?
I used to think that too. And honestly, I think it kind of is that way. I don't know how it is anymore, but like I also see how manipulative Russ is, so I also can't except for the one actor, the one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pass judgment on anybody just because the way he manipulated me to stick up for him, like the fact that I was so behind him and like running his YouTube page and managing the Facebook page and all the comments, and he would like, it's just like wild how manipulative he can be.
Yeah. That they're confused why people are so upset because everyone knows that they're going into it being going to be tortured.
Again,
so like I guess
that just goes back to the video. Like, yes, if I were to see the videos from my tour and the tours after me, I would not sign up for this haunted house. It's not something that I would be like, this
But what
looks
about
like a
people
good
who are doing
time.
it now? Because they're obvious. Would you say that they're putting themselves in that situation?
I think they're putting themselves in a really bad situation.
Because because it's like they know.
And it's for their well-being too, because like I feel like there's a reason that he likes to do this and he likes to film the entire thing.
Yeah. This question is just kind of saying that like people who decided that they didn't want to follow through with it, they were like harassed and like people were just, mad at them or whatever. So does that mean that like if they didn't follow through with the whole tour and they were let out, like you said, they would just get like
So
bashed
it wasn't that they went to the tour and they wanted out. It was people that signed up to do the tour and then backed out last minute. He would harass people like that.
Okay.
So, and it's funny that you asked the question because in our conversation, I can put a screenshot somewhere over here. Russ sent me like, hey, this girl backed out. We need to figure out why she's not coming to the tour, blah, 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 blah. He like harassed her so much that like a friend of hers contacted Russ and was like, she was in a car accident. Like, you need to leave her alone. Like, she's not coming to your tour. She's not, like, he was sending all the minions
And then what would
he
say to that? Was he ever like, okay, like, I'll stop, or did
he just called everyone haters.
Okay.
Like, literally everyone was just a hater. People that didn't show up were haters.
Okay.
They couldn't handle it. They didn't understand what he was doing.
Let's see.
He wanted me to do interviews for him all the time. Like, call onto radio shows and talk about how awesome my experience was and how awesome he is. And it's wild because I can't even imagine what the people after me experienced because I have such a hard time just articulating what I went through. And I know that the people after me, like 100%, I know that it was worse. I don't know exactly what they went through. I know that there are broken bones. I know that there are concussions. I just know that it was.
And did those happen
worse.
like within the 2014
Yeah, so
year?
he was doing tours. I don't even know when he stopped doing tours here, but it was like after me, there were like a few months of him just like cranking out tours after another because there was like, and it was because of the video I posted that kind of blew up. It kind of went viral, so a whole bunch of people were interested about it, which is why I think he kind of kept me around because I had the video that like kind of helped him at that point with his new extreme haunted house. Because in the video I was like, it was so cool, you should check it out, and I filmed it like the day after I went through, so again, I hadn't like even had time to process what I just experienced. So yeah, so she's going to Twitter now.
I'm on Twitter
for more questions.
How were you let out / when was enough is enough? Because I know I asked a little bit like what was it like when you ended, but like was it just like it was enough is enough too? Like I know that you said that it was late, but like would you have like wanted it to keep going, or were you like?
I was exhausted. Like I was ready, but it wasn't like enough is enough. I think that's how it was for the tours after me. It was kind of just when they literally physically could not
like keep
do
walking,
it. Yeah, literally. Like for me, I was so physically and mentally exhausted because it was a lot, and I didn't realize how much it was until I grew up and like thought about it. But I wouldn't have wanted to do it any longer. I remember my drive home because I drove home that night. I got home at like 4 a.m. I was just like silent. I didn't listen to music. I remember just being like numb in a sense. I just kind of like, wait, did that really just happen? Yeah, I was just trying to figure out everything that literally just happened to me because I wasn't even sure. I don't even know a lot of what happened.
This one says, were there a lot of cameras like live streaming? Were you worried that your experience is on the dark web?
Yes.
But it's
I feel like it probably is. Which is the thing that is weird to
So
me.
your full experience?
Yeah.
Or because the short video is It's not even on the dark
on
web. It's just
YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the full video is somewhere for sure.
Yeah.
Like, why else would you film that much?
If
Like,
you
I get
were
wanting to get clips for trailers to like promote your business and like get clips for trailers. You don't need to film, because he did it for everybody. It wasn't just me. He filmed the entire thing for every single person, and he put the videos online. But again, they're severely edited, so it's like, why you gotta edit them so much?
Yeah.
I know you don't want people to know the secrets, but also like you're hiding a lot.
Yeah.
And probably, I think there was a live stream. I've heard that was a rumor with the Vegas, but
but you
with
never
the way
know,
that he
like,
talked about it, like, I don't know. I feel like it definitely could have been legit.
Yeah, no, I feel like it probably could be.
Yeah.
So this question is saying, like, oh, like, what made you sign up? And I know you said it, but in here he says, like, some people said that they wanted to see how far their body could go. That probably wouldn't really have been your mindset, because you didn't really expect it.
I didn't expect, that much stuff.
Versus, like, people now who
so that's
maybe could, like, you know, if they're like, oh, I want to see if I can get, like, my cheeks ripped by
that's kind
fish
of
hooks
why
and-
all the dudes that went in after me, like the groups of guys, the actors were really rough on them, because then it became like, it got bad. So it was like, okay, I can beat the Manor. That was like the mindset, is I'm stronger than the Manor, which I think helped Russ even get worse
More
with what he was
aggressive,
doing, because
because
he's like, okay, these people want it to be hard.
Yeah.
Like, they're expecting not to make it through, so I'm going to make sure they don't, was basically his
Okay.
mindset. But like, that was not me. I just wanted to survive my own scary movie. That's what I thought I was getting myself into.
Did they use your worst fear against you?
Yes, spiders.
Yes, spiders. Picture of the tarantula on her face.
Picture here.
That's her biggest fear. There was no safe word, right? Like, at all.
No, I just had the one chance.
So, say when you were, like, going, I don't know, like, well, so to this day, you still would say you wouldn't regret it, or you don't regret it.
I do.
Oh.
I mean, I don't really. I feel like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And I decided to go through it. To this day, I wouldn't do it again. And it's not something I would sign up for, knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
So, like, I kind of regret the fact that I went into it not knowing.
Yeah. No.
I would have loved to have known, like, what was going to happen and been more prepared, but I just went in blind.
Yeah. This question, would you do it again? You just said no.
I would do an extreme haunt, not McKamey Manor.
But, okay, yeah.
Not with Russ.
What are your thoughts on Russ McKamey after this experience?
Well, I have lots of thoughts on Russ McKamey. I feel like, I feel like he's very manipulative, and he lies, and again, I just feel like this is some sort of legal way that he has found to live off his, like, sick, twisted fantasies.
I agree. This question, were you trying to die low-key?
Yeah, low-key.
Low-key.
Yeah, probably.
Just low-key. What was your breaking point, if you had one?
I don't think
Or maybe there
I had,
wasn't
like, one specific breaking point. I think I just had, like, a realization a few hours in, which sounds crazy to say, a few hours into my haunted house tour.
Yeah, a few hours.
I had a realization that I was just, like, really tired. Like I was tired. Like, not even just, like, I wanted to go to sleep, but my body was tired. My brain was tired. Like, thinking was a lot. Like, I just was physically, emotionally, in every way just exhausted.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what was the scariest part for you?
I think just waiting at the bleachers, not really knowing kind of what to expect or what's about to happen was the scariest part. Because the entire haunt was just like, it was
like
scary,
typical stuff,
but
you could kind of like.
It wasn't like, it wasn't like boo scary. It was like just unnecessarily rough and like really aggressive and exhausting. It wasn't like terrifying. It was more painful than it was scary.
Yeah.
I just wanted to record and to not.
Okay. So the next question I have is about his family. If you know anything about his family, I know he has kids, he has an ex-wife, a few of his ex-girlfriends are posting about things that he would do to them? Like, what's your... Because I know you kind of have, like, a different relationship with his ex-wife, Carol.
Yeah, so I don't know anything about his kids. Carol and I do have, like, a friendship. I know Holly, his ex-girl, his most recent ex-girlfriend, has posted videos talking about her experience with him. And her experience and Carol's experience are, like, very... They have similar things to say about Russ, like, that he's very manipulative, that he's, like, not, like, a sane, normal person. Like, Russ started to trust me, and I started to form this relationship with Carol, and we would message on Facebook, and she was always really sweet, and then... Like,
and is it mostly like a social media relationship? Like, did you ever see him again?
So I never saw them again after.
Okay.
I never drove back down to San Diego to interact with them. So everything that we did was very, like, through social media. We had, like, multiple Facebook groups where, like, Carol and, like, some other survivors were in the Facebook groups. It was like six different groups. There was, like, me, Carol, and survivors, me, Carol, Russ, and admins. There was, like, all these different Facebook groups and all these different conversations happening. And Carol just started to, like, confide in me about just different things that, like, Russ was doing, which, like, she's said in videos that she's been interviewed recently and she's talked about it, but he would, like, be, like, Skyping women, she would tell me, which doesn't surprise me because, like, the conversations he were having with, like, he was trying to have with me and the things that he would say, it's like, if you have a wife, you shouldn't be telling me that I'm cute, like, you shouldn't be, and it's not anything that I, like, fed into, but it was, like, something that just kind of always was, like, weird to me, and then the more, like, Carol talked to me about it, the more it started to make sense, and then all these different weird things started to happen that just kind of started to... He still has a Facebook group with people in it that defend him like nobody's business. I'm not in that group. No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's since deleted me off Facebook. I'm not friends with him on Facebook anymore.
Oh, you're not?
No,
okay.
But I still have all of our message conversations.
Has he ever, like, reached out to you since you've, like, not been friends?
No, he's not.
Oh,
he's not reached out to me since, like, I stopped. Because there was a point in time where I separated myself from even interacting and being an admin because there was so much drama. And it was because there was so much hate. And it was, like, the Facebook group he had versus the Facebook group that hated McKamey Manor. And there was, like, people trying to get into each group and, like, start drama. And it was so crazy and so dramatic. And I was, like, I was a part of this weird thing and I don't understand why. And looking back on it, I'm like...
You're like, what?
Whoa. Yeah, literally. It's, like, wild to think that it became, like, this own little world after the haunt.
Okay, what did your mom, like, what did you tell your mom that you were doing?
My mom knew what I was doing.
Oh,
she
did?
didn't agree with it. Yeah, I sent her all the videos that I watched on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
I told her I was really excited. It's something that I really wanted to do. I was like, there's 17,000 people on the list and I got on. Like, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
She's like,
I have to do this. And to this day, she's like, I don't like it.
And so you don't really think that there was 17,000 people that wanted to do it?
I think there were 17,000 people interested in knowing what it was. And I feel like a lot of people did want to do it. But I'm not sure, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I got in 2 days after I sent him a message on Facebook.
Yeah,
so I have a hard time believing if there's a list of 17,000 people
that he would even really see you.
Yeah. He's going to be like, oh, this random girl on Facebook. Like, yeah, she can
There's so many other random girls. Yeah.
Right. Like, I have a hard time believing that if that were real.
Yeah.
Like, no. But she knew exactly what I was doing. She doesn't like to talk about it. She doesn't want to know anything about it. And that's cool. I don't blame her.
You're like, you're like,
it's pretty intense.
No, I actually don't. If I was a mom, I'd be like, I don't want to see my kid.
I'm going to let Abby ask one more question, but I personally still feel like I have so much more that I want to say, and I know that Abby probably has so much more that she wants to ask. So we will be filming a part 2 video either on here, we're going to post it on YouTube, or we will probably do Instagram Live. Either way, I'll link our Instagrams down below, so make sure you follow us if you do Instagram Live, and also subscribe to this video in case we do put the part 2 on here. But there is going to be a part 2, there has to be a part 2, there's just so much to talk about. So with that being said, I think I'll let Abby ask her last question.
Okay, so I guess my last question is, so when I was watching the clip of your video on YouTube, at the end it said, like, a non-extreme boo haunt. What's your, because I personally think it was extreme, but what's your, like, thoughts behind that?
I'm personally offended that he considered my haunt a non-extreme boo haunt. Only because I know that my tour wasn't as intense or, like, violent as the tour of people after me.
Mm-hmm.
But like my tour was also like the first of the tours, so just to say that it was like a non-extreme haunt is like offensive, because we had conversations of how he wanted to up his game, how it was going to be more extreme for me. And he said we promised we would go easy. That conversation never happened. The video is an hour long barely, and a lot of it is like clips of like just text saying like this and this and this. So like a lot of what happened to me and things that I experienced are not on the YouTube video. Like I've watched other people's tours, and their tours are like the entire tour. My tour was not like that. My video is very, very, very edited. Like I was in there for 6 hours, and you're telling me that my 1 hour that you show on YouTube, it's a non-extreme boo haunt. Like who keeps someone in a regular haunted house for 6 hours?
Yeah.
Like that's not a normal.
It's not how that works.
Yeah. So yeah. I think that's all we can talk about right now in regards to McKamey Manor. We've literally been sitting here for hours filming this video and trying to figure out how to talk about it, because I've heard it described on a video that we watched together. This is like an onion, and there's just so many layers to peel back and so much stuff involving before, during, and after. So if we didn't answer any of your questions, or if there's anything else you want to know, because I'm sure you probably have more questions like at me after just hearing me talk, leave them in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Abby and I are going to be doing some more creepy videos. I promised you guys years ago that I would start making more content, and I have yet to do it. But now I'm here in Los Angeles with my girl Abby, and we're going to get into some creepy stuff. So if there's anything you want to see us do, or anywhere you want to see us go, we've talked about Queen Mary, we've talked about going to the old zoo. She's not been. I want to take her there. And we've even talked about going to a clown motel that is next to a cemetery in Nevada. So if you have any other questions you want us to answer, either in a part 2 video on here or on Instagram Live, leave them in the comments below. But with that being said, I think that is the end of this video. We will see you guys next time. Bye.
I don't know.